Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift Motorsports airs iRacing Paints a Cup Series, fires things off for race number 5 here in the regular season. It's the midway point. Nobody really dominating the point standings. Will tonight be the night that separates those top tier drivers? We're going to have 150 laps around this beautiful, just shy of a 1 mile circuit, nestled right here in beautiful Rockingham, North Carolina, Rockingham County, just about a short hours and a half drive southeast of Charlotte, North Carolina. So you know, great racing routes right here in Rockingham. Qualifying already underway, but before we get underway, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. And speaking of trackside, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that track information, throw up some of those qualifying times. 75 degrees is the track temperature. Drivers should have a fair amount of grip, but with the halfway point here in qualifying, top of the speed charts, behind the wheel of the 28 machine, making his debut here tonight from Rockingham Speedway in the Tar Heel 150. Behind the wheel of that Chevy Monte Carlo, the number 28 machine of John Furness goes top of the speed charts. Quick time tonight, 23:53 is the fast time laid down by Furness. Bailey Dutton gonna run second. Melton with a great qualifying effort. He'll top inside the top 3. Handful of drivers still yet to lay down their times. We've got 14 drivers now on the speed charts. Looking to see who else is out there on track. Todd Cray on a second lap. We'll see if Cray is able to do anything with his second time. And it looks like no improvement for that 21 machine. He's going to stay slotted in the 4th position. Daniel Krim going to break inside of the top 15. First time lap, 24:26. Just about 3/4 of a second off of that pole position. So Krim going to have to find a ton of speed in a ton of time on lap number 2. John McMillan Sr., Elsie Daly, Cody Sleeper, yet to put in their time lapse here tonight. We'll see where they can slot themselves inside of the top 10. Now goes Krim, the 47, going to run 9th here in qualifying. And with just a handful of seconds remaining, it looks like that's going to do it. Quick time tonight belongs to the driver behind the wheel of that 28 machine. John Furness will take the pole position here tonight. 23:53 going to be the fast time. We'll keep that in our back pocket. Maybe use that as a little trivia here tonight. So as drivers get set to go into pre-race inspection, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to head trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular their bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And backtrack side after the flyover, we're ready to fire things off here tonight at the Tar Heel 150 from The Rock, Rockingham Speedway, hosting race number 5 here with the Swift Motorsports Ayers iRacing Paints Cup Series. And just like that, we're going to get a little closer to the track as we are moments away from drivers receiving the signal to go. Large field, 18 drivers in the field here tonight as we get set and ready to fire things off. You can hear those familiar sounds in the background. That can mean one thing. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the Tar Heel 150 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network from Rockingham Speedway, starting inside row number 1, snatching the Admin Box Pole Award here tonight moments ago. Inside row number 1, the 28 of John Furness. Bailey Dutton going to start just to his outside. Back in row number 2 here tonight from Rockingham Speedway, the 48 of Corey Melton. The 21 of Todd Cray. Melton to victory lane one time so far this season. Cray still looking for that breakthrough. Will either of these drivers in row number 2 get the job done here tonight? We'll find out shortly. Justin Gann and John Wimbish going to make up row number 3, and back in row number 4, the Fast 15 of John McMillan Jr. and the 20 of Dalton Fredericks. Daniel Krim and Tommy Haynes going to make up row number 5. Back in row number 6 here tonight from Rockingham Speedway, the 33 of Gary Wells, the 57 of Brian Wasserman. Row 7, the Cuban Missile Rocket, Roy Fernandez, and the 9 of Mike Compasio. Jason Branch, Cody Sleeper back in row 8. Row number 9 tonight, John McMillan Sr. and Elsie Daly. music will fade away as drivers enter turns 3 and 4. We are ready to fire things off here tonight, so let's get set to drop the green flag for the first time out of turn number 3. Ready to make that left-hand turn, and there it goes into the restart zone on the gas, and green flag flies in the Tar Heel 150. Top two still battling on the track for the top spot. Down on the bottom of the racetrack, your Pulsar. A little bit of a twitch out of form, but able to keep the momentum and keep that top spot. Lap number 2 getting on the board. Still sorting things out at the front. Drivers slowly beginning to creep single file behind them. The Rich DPC number 21 machine of Todd Craig going to slide into third. Corey Melton going to draw it back to fourth. Justin Gann, John Windish, John McMillan Jr. maintain position. Single file early here at Rockingham. This is a pretty tricky track. If you haven't had the opportunity to get out there and turn some laps on it, I suggest that you do. As we complete lap number 3, we'll drop that timing and scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver here tonight from the Rock. At Rockingham Speedway, one of those tracks just kind of nestled in the middle of nowhere. If you're a NASCAR buff, if you know a lot of your NASCAR history, you know that this is one of the prominent tracks in the 70s, 80s, early 90s. Unfortunately, moving away from Rockingham, we brought it back for a handful of years. But with the recent reemergence, the resurgence of grassroots racing, especially right here in North Carolina, just across the state with North Wilkesboro Speedway, will we see the revitalization of Rockingham Speedway? I surely hope we do, instead of just having it right here in the virtual world and having a virtual time. Right now, out front, we seen Bailey Dutton quick last night at Iowa Speedway in the Truck Series here with Swift tonight. Out to a commanding lead early on lap number 7. Bailey will show the way, almost a 1-second advantage. Furness back to second. Todd Curry up 1 spot, going to maintain that third position. Top 4 a step away. Gonna jump back to another battle on the track. Let's say we go back here. Let's watch this U.S. Army number 56 machine of John Wimbish. He sits in 8th position. Trying to run down Tommy Haynes just off in the distance. Right behind him is Dalton Frederick. So a lot going on with a handful of drivers early here tonight. A lot of positions up for grabs. We're gonna take a look on board with a camera shot. We'll see if the wheel's that smooth in a handful of laps here. Tires should start to be a factor as we get deeper into the green flag runs. Rockingham, not necessarily an eater of tires, but depending on the line that you take here, two very distinct lines. We've seen the differences across the course of the years with the Casey Kane line. A very familiar line. They got gained a Trunk Series win here at Rockingham, but also in those Cup machines. Right around the same style and era right here, Dale Earnhardt, the senior, was able to absolutely perfect and have a mastery of this track in particular. How about Jeff Gordon? I believe Gordon got one of his many race wins here as well. Jeff Gordon, a previous race winner at Rockingham. So if you're able to punch your ticket to victory lane, your name is amongst the stars in the elite in the sport. Now, Rockingham may seem simple, but it's a very tough track. A lot of characteristics, a little bit of bumps, a handful of dips in the track can catch you off, get the car a little bit upset, off balance. We'll see if any of the drivers find any of those conditions here tonight as Fredericks now looks to the inside on Wimbish. That's going to be a spot. The scoring pylon, Dalton Fredericks going to move to 8. So as Fredericks moves to 8th, John Wimbish going to try to hang on to him. John McMillan Jr. going to pick up the 6th position from Tommy Haynes. Battle going on just in front of these two drivers. Just behind them, Brian Wasserman and Roy Fernandez starting to heat things up. Front of the field, not much to say. Bailey Dutton showing the way, and he has walked away from the field. A 1.3 second advantage, 15th laps into tonight's race. John Furness, your pole sitter, just doesn't seem to have the pace. Just a handful of hundreds or a 10th off just lap after lap here. And Dutton just able to have those smooth, consistent runs. Clean air out front, keeping the nose of the car pointed right where Bailey Dutton wants it. Your race leader looks to step out on this field. Todd Gray sits in that 3rd position still, up 1 spot from where he qualified. News out of Gray's camp of the car was feeling good in happy hour. He had a solid run going on last night at Iowa. Unfortunate circumstances forced Gray outside of the top 10. Looking for a recovery in the Cup Series. Todd, inside of your top 10 in the point standings, but yet to hit victory lane. Something, I don't want to say something we haven't seen before. We've seen Todd have some rough spots and some rough goes, some rough races. And somehow he always seems to figure things out by payout time. When it's time to go championship racing, that's when you could expect to see Gray out there a little more so. Beginning lap 20 on this green flag run to start things off tonight in the Tar Heel 150. Clean and green so far. Gas beginning to develop all throughout this field. Let's go back to your biggest battle. 4 or 5 drivers involved. 4 positions. What do you say we watch this one unfold on the track as they make their way through 1 and 2? Down the back stretch, everybody chasing after John Wimbish. Wimbish, Washington, Fernandez, and Krim. All going at it 4 positions. Everybody looking for a spot. Back down into turn 1. We roll. On board, taking a look back at the man behind the wheel of that number 3 Sharpie machine. Roy Fernandez going to look to the inside of Wimbish as the 56 hits the outside wall. Going to pancake the right side on that outside wall. And that's something that we should see. I don't want to say we should see it more often as the night goes on, but I would venture to say, that we're definitely going to see a little bit more of that going down as drivers begin to struggle with the grip. Turns 1 and 2, exit of turn 2, very tricky, very tough corner to make your way around here at Rockingham Speedway. And I tell you what, let's go to one of your front runners, Todd Cray on board here with Cray on board camera shot. You see him working that wheel through 3 and 4. Let's take a look at this line into 1 and 2. A little bump there into turn 1. It's going to go up the track. Keep it heading. You can see a little bit of correction on the wheel. A little bit of steer back to the right. Nobody really wanting to risk it down on the bottom of the racetrack. Nobody catfishing truly here tonight. Keeping those lefts on that yellow line. Everybody kind of wanted a bit of a turn 3 and 4 Darlington line so far here tonight from Rockingham Speedway. We're going to jump back outside of the car and back around the track. Daly starting to close in on the drivers in front of him. Daniel Krim, Jason Branch right here battling for positions. There's the 33 of Gary Wells in 11th. Three-car battle still underway. Wells trying to run down Wasserman. Jason Branch right there in that powder pink Barbie machine. Maybe he's a fan of Margaret Robbie, right? I don't know if you've seen it, Margaret Robbie, the new Barbie movie. Come on, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you ain't seen it. You know you've seen it. Just saying. We're going to leave it alone, though. Back across the stripe. Lap number 29 going to go on the board. Branch still trying to track down Wells. But a great run through. 1 and 2 for Wells. Going to keep him out to a 2-car advantage as they head back into turn number 3. Right behind him, Daniel Krim. We'll see Daniel running in 14th. Cody Sleeper back here. And the Fago Sodas 01 machine. A little bit off pace. Finds himself at a 1-second deficit to Daly. Compaggio with the 9 right behind them. John McMillan Sr. running in 17th. John Wimbish. Contact with the outside wall. You can see heavy damage on. Oh my goodness. And well, Donald, I appreciate yeah, way to go, bud. I appreciate you saying that. Looks like we've got the wrong listing up tonight. Is what it is. Wimbish gonna go to pit road. We're gonna head back out front with the race leader, Bailey Dutton. We'll see if we can't get that fixed up somehow. I don't think we're gonna be able to make those changes at this point in time, so yeah. And what do you know, Donald Bennett checking in with us. Haven't heard from Donald in quite some time. I haven't seen you on track in a while, my man. Why don't you get yourself involved here? Win Swift Motorsports. You want trucks? They got that on Monday nights, Tuesday nights, right here with the Ayers High Racing Paints Cup Series. So again, don't pay attention to the title. Dave did Dave things and Dave did up. You know. If you know me, you know. If you don't, I'm sorry. It'd be a lot cooler if you did. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Race lead starting to go away. Bailey Dutton running into lap traffic. Almost a second off of that advantage. Disappears. Furnace going to reel him in. You know, I can't help but continue to look over there at Donald's commented, and it's really, really bugging me. So we're probably gonna change things up a little bit here under our first caution. If we see a caution flag, we've seen long green flag runs here with Swift Motorsports under a 37-lap green flag run to open things up tonight. Quickly, these drivers are laying down the laps, running through the official 150 lap count. Oh, drivers to pit road, green flag stops. Oh, close. Talk about close coming to pit road. Man, third new race leader here tonight, 21 of Todd Gray, will take the top spot away. Corey Melton going to bring that Cobalt Tools Lowe's number 48. Machine 2, pit road. We're going to keep our eye on pit road, see if anybody gets popped for speeding. Rockingham Speedway, one of those tricky pit road entries. And you hear Gray down through the gears. He's going to bring it to pit road. Justin Gand will assume the race lead. No, he's going to come to pit lane as well. John McMillan Jr. on the access road. He's going to come to pit lane. Dalton Fredericks will follow. Daniel Krim, the next driver to pit lane. Tommy Haynes looks to come to pit road. So looking for Bailey Dutton. Here he is on the way down the back stretch back into turn number 3. Listed in 7th, but he will assume the race lead once again after this round of green flag pit stops. So if we're seeing this math correct, if drivers forced it to the limits on the fuel cell, we're looking at about a 40-lap run. That means 2 more green flag pit stops tonight before these drivers will be able to make it to the end. Will anybody be able to stretch it? Or have we seen a little bit of strategy play early here today? The Tar Heel 150. Working our way to a third of the way through tonight's race, and Bailey Dutton out to a 2-second advantage. And it's all about the pit stop. All about the pit stop. Almost 0.4 of a second faster when the service on pit road was Bailey Dutton. A 14.70 to a 15. 17 for John Furness. So there's the majority of it right there. Back into lap traffic. This is going to be the opportunity for that 28 to try to reel back in race leader Bailey Dutton, who looks to the inside of Daniel Krim. Quickly putting multiple drivers off the lead lap. We're going to have 11 remaining on the lead lap. The Fago Soda 01 of Cody Sleeper, the next on the list, right in front of your race leader Jason Branch, not too far off from there. So big gaps through the field throughout your top 5. Bailey Dutton shows the way. John Furness back sitting in 2nd. Todd Gray will round out that 3rd position. Justin Gannon 4th. Corey Belton top 5 spot. John McMillan Jr., Roy Fernandez, Dalton Fredericks, Brian Wasserman, and Jason Branch round out your top 10. Battle now on the racetrack for that spot, final spot inside of the top 10. Cody Sleeper sees race leader behind him, and he has got to go. It is time to go. We got to get out of here. Taking a look back off of that 01. Well, I apologize. That's going to be a look back from Bailey Dutton. There's the look back from Sleeper. Oh, into the outside wall, and that's going to cost Sleeper. He's going to go 1 lap down now. Race leader going to drop to the inside and put him in that lucky dog position. Now Dutton's going to try to do away with Branch. And caution on the speedway. 33 of Gary Wells going to have some trouble. Caution here. About 10 laps after our green flag pit cycle, Gary Wells has problems behind the wheel of the 33 All-Star 15 TV Ford Fusion. Looking for a thumbs up on the replay, waiting for the guys to give us the go-ahead on this one, and it looks like they've got it queued up. So let's go take a look. Let's see what happened. Oh, just loose out of turn 2. Long wiggle, and around she goes. Slight, insignificant contact, really, with that inside safer barrier. So Will's going to minimize the damage here, as drivers are going to come down pit road. First time here tonight, Bailey Dutton going to lead the field down pit road, knocking on the door of a third of the way through tonight's race. So as these drivers get tires and fuel, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, reset things. Don't go anywhere, race fans. Rejoin us right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.